During the last weekend before war was declared in 1939, rebel Tory MP, arch opponent of appeasement, Winston Churchill, hurried back to his home in Kent from a trip to France. In his memoirs he says he had a couple of things on his mind. Out back he was working on a barn conversion that would mean his family would have a cottage on site in which they could live, even if the government took over his main home for war purposes. Indeed, as a keen amateur bricklayer, Churchill built a number of the walls involved in this conversion. In fact, you can still see evidence of hurried and rushed amateur brickwork in the very areas he was working that weekend. But that wasn't the main thing on his mind. He may be a rebel, but he'd been in the cabinet. He was a big politician. He knew Britain's top generals, one of whom he invited down that weekend to explain to him what he'd heard in France from their top generals about what they intended to do in the event of war being declared in the very near future. Churchill was becoming a key link between the main generals on either side of the Channel. These generals, between them, would eventually lead us into Belgium and lead us to disaster. The Churchill we're talking about here is not the Churchill that most people are told about nowadays in Britain.